challenging decisions were made through that preparation to ensure we were right for the tournament.
What does it mean to have finished third in the World Cup?
Well, firstly, I'm delighted for the players to have got the win tonight, to have worked so hard and to finish the World Cup with 7 games, won 6, and the one we lost was to 1 point to the world champions and the current world champions as we sit right now, and current world number 1, which I think shows the progress of the team. Shows how the team is built through the tournament, and also delighted they got the result tonight. Delighted they found a way to win tonight.
Given where you were in August, did you think this result was possible?
Well, as we discussed throughout August and throughout the early part of September, August was building to be right for the start of September. Always believed that we were going to be right, and I think I said that a number of times. We're building towards September the 9th, and that's what we did, and that's what we were doing through August. And quite clear there was some challenging decisions were made through that preparation to ensure we were right for the tournament. We're very clear that the World Cup isn't played in August. So our preparation was built for the World Cup.
And Steve as well. I think you were captain when he made his Test debut back in 2010. For you, what sort of experiences have you had with Ben, and also obviously with Leicester as well? What sort of legacy does he leave?
I think that he's, from being a young player with enormous talent, to have developed with that enormous talent, developed as a leader, a guy who can manage in the highest pressure, manage the game in the highest pressure circumstance. I think he's seen that development, and then how he helps the other players around him. Such a powerful force to the players. I think that's enormous credit to him.
Steve, Theo Dan obviously had sort of 2 or 3 minutes where one thing went wrong and one thing went very right. Did the recovery, the charge down for his try, just kind of show his tenacity and grit, and just a word on his performance overall?
Yeah, well, I thought there was a lot of really impressive aspects of his performance tonight, and he's an impressive young man. If you look at that first throw that he hits, I haven't put him on the pitch the last couple of weeks, and he's on his first throw. Maro's asked him to do is hit the back double tops, and he nails it. And that shows, just because he was asked that in the Fiji game in Twickenham, and didn't quite execute as perfectly as he wanted to. So it tells you what this guy is growing and developing. You see a man who, something happened that wasn't quite the way we wanted to, and what does he do? But he gets straight back into the next battle, which is exactly what I asked the players to do. So I think you see a young man who's resilient, incredibly talented, incredibly athletic and powerful, and I think he's going to be in this England squad for a very long time.
Hi Steve, in terms of the messaging going into this game, how important was it for you to almost use this as dress rehearsal for other things that might come your way over the next couple of years leading forward in an England shirt?
Well, I think that first I'll say that the focus was very much upon tonight. The focus was upon getting the result we wanted tonight to finish the tournament in the way we wanted to. I think that playing finals games at World Cups is important. If you look at this team over the last 2 World Cups, played a quarter-final, semi-final and a final in 2019, winning 2 from 3. And in this World Cup's played a quarter-final, a semi-final and then a bronze medal final and won 2 from 3. So you start looking at the last 2 World Cups, this group of players has played in 6 final games and won 4 of them. Now, what we want to do is we want to be in the final, we want to be winning the gold medal. These players, I want them to win gold medal. That wasn't to be, but I think having finals experience, I think that's been an important element for this squad through this tournament, having that level of experience, and I think it's going to be important for the team going forward.
When you review the tournament, will your overriding emotion be one of satisfaction, frustration, or a mixture of both?
Firstly, I'll review the tournament in a very objective manner rather than an emotional manner, because that's important that we understand what we need to do to address to be a better team going forward. I think that I think that the players should be very proud of their efforts and very proud of everything they've done and the challenges they have overcome. One thing they've done, whilst things haven't been perfect, is they find a way to win games. Now, we didn't last week. We lost by a point last week, which we'll be disappointed with, and it'll hurt for a long time. But the players have found themselves in tough circumstances, find a way to win.
You're obviously a relatively inexperienced coach and certainly inexperienced in the England role. What have you learned about your own coaching during this tournament, and what do you see from the squad that particularly encourages you? I think you had 7 guys starting today who was 25 or under. Does that give you real optimism for the journey ahead?
I think that the age profile of the squad, and naturally at the end of World Cups there is always some players that decide that then their time as a current England player in the shirt now will come to an end. But I think the age profile of the squad is strong. So when you look at the semi-finals last week, 7 more than any other, 7 players, 25 were under more than any other team in the semi-finals. And there's a number of exciting young players that didn't make the 33-man squad, but were part of the preparations over the summer. So as I look forward, I think there's excitement about those players. We know that the distribution positionally of those players isn't necessarily even. I think we all know that there are some areas where they're a bit thinner than others, and I need to make sure we're doing some work and to find that depth in those key positions. That's going to be part of my project over this next period of time, along with the coaches. I think in terms of the development of the coaching team and management team, this team only came together in June this year, the middle of June, and the coaching team just came together then, management team came together then, and we had to knit together a program super fast. And I couldn't be more proud of what they have done to help support these players, to allow these players to develop, and I'll say again, to enjoy, and I really hope that the players have enjoyed this World Cup camp. I know that with the disappointment of last weekend, but I really hope that the players have enjoyed it, because playing the England shirt should be the time of your life.
Hi, Steve. Can you just take us through what your review process looks like over the next couple of weeks, how long it takes to sort of digest all this, and when do you start looking forward to the Six Nations?
I've already started looking forward to the Six Nations, and that's already started in my mind and my planning. It's just in its very early stages. But the review is obviously an ongoing review I do after each week and each build, and I make notes as we go the whole time. I'll use the next 2 weeks to really compile that, and then I will meet with the coaching team in 2 weeks' time, and they'll independently will be doing the review. We'll bring all those things together. I'll then meet with the whole management team to then review, and then that'll be the process from which we work.